Hello everyone, Ceri Griffiths here, as you know me, Ceri the Crafter. Now, I'm excited about doing this video, and I think I did mention it in the video I filmed yesterday as well. I was going to be doing a book review today, and I'm just excited about it. Okay, now last year, just to put it into context, last year I came across a book by Kate Rebecca Leach, this one, and I loved it, and I did a flip through of it. I reached out to Kate before I did the review of it and said, do you mind if I do a review? Do you mind if I do one of the projects from your book? And she came back and said, I would love you to. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much for promoting my book and looking at my book to review it. And I went, that's totally fine. Have been and am still on a watercolour journey, and Kate's book was a big eye-opener for me because in my mind, watercolour was pretty much botanicals and just little scenes that were sort of semi-transparent and delicate, and you've seen me do some watercolour work, although I've always struggled because I can't get that picturesque seascape and the forest. It just doesn't feel right to me. But when I came across Kate's book, it was about abstract watercolour, which I had not even, my brain hadn't even registered that kind of existed. And through Kate's artistry, use of colour, pattern, design and techniques, it's opened a big doorway to me. So I have done several projects from this, although you won't find them on video. I might share them occasionally as an image, but I won't share them on video because I feel that Kate was generous enough to let me do one of the projects as a video for you guys and myself. Although I felt if I was to do more than one, that's almost like stealing the contents of the book and giving it away for free. And I'm not au fait with that. I'm not happy about that. Anyway, skip forward a bit. So as time went by, Kate and I have communicated a few times via email, never spoken to Kate, never met Kate, although both would be nice one day, I think, Kate. Kate does not have a YouTube channel. I do think you need to get a YouTube channel, Kate. I think you would find there's a whole audience you're not reaching that's on YouTube, and I really do think start small, it'll build quickly. I'm absolutely certain of it. So Kate and I have contacted each other once or twice along the way, and mainly to discuss the impact that the book is having. And she's been so excited because obviously I put her book in front of an audience that she wouldn't normally have reached other than organically. And I know that a lot of you were on the same kind of watercolour journey as I was. So there were lots of orders, and you have been very complimentary and with every right, because the book is wonderful. So anyway, let's skip forward God knows how long. So anyway, round about Christmas time, Kate reached out and said, Ceri, can you keep a secret? And I'm like, of course I can keep a secret. Of course I can, no question in that. She said, I'm bringing out another book. And I'm like, oh my gosh, book number 2. So very, very excited about that. So, but I didn't know the title and I wasn't sure what it was about. I assumed it was going to be watercolour. So anyway, so time is ticking by and I've seen a few shorts or reels, I can't remember what they're called, on Rebecca's Facebook. Rebecca? Who's Rebecca? Kate. On Kate's Facebook page, because I follow her, where she'd hinted and shown a few of the projects. So I'm like, ooh, I'm really excited now. Anyway, so today is Wednesday. I would say Monday, a big envelope came through my door. And I'm not expecting anything. So I went to the front door and picked it up and went, this feels like a book. And it was from David and Charles, the publishers who work with Kate, and opened it up and lo and behold, there's a copy of the book. And Kate reached out and said, I wanted you to have a copy, she said, because you've been so enthusiastic and supportive that I would like you to be one of the first people to review and share the book with your audience, and by all means feel free to do another project, one from that book as you did the last one. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes please. So anyway, let's show you what I'm looking at. So Kate's done a mixed media book. Now let's put this down a second. I've got to word this very carefully because I don't want to mislead anyone. Mixed media is an umbrella title that can be attributed to anything that's using more than one media to create something. Okay, so you could think that if you were doing a paper collage and then you were using paint markers on it, that's two mediums, so it's mixed media in its simplest forms. However, a lot of us feel that the title of mixed media, and this is where I came in, belonged solely to those you see do these dimensional constructions. They have a wood panel and there's molded pieces and there's textured strips and there's splatters and there's jewels stuck onto things. There's flowers around the edges. It's in a picture. That when I first came to being an artist, that was my view of what mixed media was. Since then I've learned, obviously. So I was very intrigued when I heard that creative inspiration mixed media from Kate was coming out, because I was like, okay, how are you going to approach this, Kate? Which I found very, very intriguing, because I was like, okay, if I was doing watercolour, how I approach it. Has Kate gone away from watercolour and gone in a completely different direction, which I thought, oh, she's done that. That's a little sad, because I love her talent. I love the way she revels in colour mixing, and her palettes are beautiful enough. Anyway, so I haven't had a huge amount of time to look through the book. I sort of spent an hour looking through it this morning while I was prepping for another video, and I spent a little time yesterday looking through it as well, and I was so happy with the results, and you will be when we get to the table and do the flip through. Kate has maintained her watercolour and taken it a step further. So if you own book number 1, the abstract watercolour, this one, book number 2 is almost an extension of book number 1, with different twists and turns. Kate has shared a lot more techniques. The core of it is still watercolour based. So if you're like me, exploring watercolours and you're on that journey, Kate has maintained her abstract feel, her attention to detail, her exquisite palettes and colours of them, her unique way of assembling shapes and designs, and then she's added in more mediums. And what I like is that Kate has done it in a very delicate way. So she's elevated watercolours from not just abstract, but abstract into mixed media, and it's beautiful. I mean, you'll see in a moment. I promise I'll stop gabbing in a moment and we'll have a real good look. So I'm excited, and Kate, thank you so much, and David and Charles, thank you for trusting me with an advance copy. Now, at the time of filming this, which I want to say, I think it's either the 19th or the 20th of August. Is it August? I've lost track entirely. Are we in August? When are we in? I'm sure it's August. Yes, I'm positive it's August. Anyway, that's going to bother me until I turn this camera off and actually work out what month it really is. Anyway, so at time of filming this, the book is not released. However, if you look in the description box below, you can pre-order the book, and there are 2 ways to pre-order it. Number 1, you can order it through the Amazon link, which is below, and I'm not sending you an affiliated link. The only thing I have received in gratitude for doing this video is I have been the recipient of a gift of the free book. I'm not sharing an affiliated link from me. There's a link to Amazon there, and also there is a link to Kate Rebecca Leach's website, where if you want to pre-order from Kate, you have the option of getting a signed copy. So, you know, Christmas isn't that far away, guys. Drop the hint, give them an elbow, tell them that's what you want, and share the details with them. So I'm going to flip to the overhead because you don't need to see this old man gossiping anymore. And I am probably taking too many cups of coffee in the morning to be this excitable, but it's wonderful. Kate, you have done a fabulous job and I'm so excited. When we go to the flip through, I will not be flipping through every single page because basically that's giving you the book for free. But I will do some highlights and show you some projects, but not the steps. As far as which project I'm doing from it, I haven't yet chosen that. It will be a separate video, probably in about a week's time. And when it is launched, if you look in the description box below, there will be a link to the project which I choose to do. And I've already sort of got my mind set on one of them, which, yeah, I've kind of got an idea which one I want to do, but I'm going to keep that secret until I do it. So guys, that's enough from me. I will see you on the flip side, see you on the table, and it would be lovely if you bought the book. It really would, because I know you've all really enjoyed the first book. You're going to enjoy the second book even more. And believe me, as a published author, I've written 5 books in my life. Doing a follow-up book is always really hard because you have put so much love and passion into the first book. When you come to a second book, you're like, what have I got left? Like, what do I give this book? And Kate has gone past that. She's absolutely gone, right, new book, new passion, let's start all over again. And it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So, right, enough, over already. I'll see you on the table, guys. And here we go. And before I do anything, I think even if Kate's name wasn't on here, I would recognize this as the cover of one of her books. I mean, does that not look just like the perfect pair? Loving that. Okay, so let's get into this. So gently press that down. So obviously we'll see what we can see now. I think this is a good thing to look at. If you look at the index of this book, this will give you an overview, even if I don't show you visually each of the projects. It will show you the sort of stuff you're going to be looking at. And again, I love from the first book that it's carried through to the second that you've got these beautiful, crisp images everywhere. Everything's so beautifully photographed. Hi, Kate. So this is Kate's definition of what mixed media is. I'm not going to read it because that would be up to you to read. A little bit here, and I like the way that Kate has introduced what inspires her, where she finds inspiration in the world. And I'm very much someone who sees inspiration wherever I am in the world. If it wasn't for my phone, I'd probably forget half of it. So we have a general overlay of different materials that are used. And as you can see, it's quite extensive, some in-depth descriptions of stuff. Then we're on to her colour palettes, and you know how I rave about Kate's colour palette. And I love this. Kate, this was such a good idea. Just giving colour choices. Now, what I would say is, if you're going to use any of these colours, and you don't have the said colour, look through your stash and find something that's as similar to it, or try to mix it. This is a lovely set of colour palettes, but I've always said to all of my subscribers, you don't have to have the exact name of it to be able to do this. So I can guarantee if I went through there, if I didn't have aqua, I could probably find, let's see, there you go. If I mix those two together, I've got that colour. So just be adventurous, guys. Try to make the colour that you have. Now, while those were acrylic colours, I fully admit that, and we're talking watercolours, but with the palettes that are out there nowadays, just do a bit of a Google search, say, how do I make aqua watercolour? And there will be something, even on Pinterest, on Google search, you'll find it. Anyway, I love the palette. And then we get into the core techniques. Now, already we have those luscious colours from Kate. Going through now, I'm not going to do all of these because I don't want to freely give away the content of the book. But this is just, to me, this is just inspiring. I absolutely adore this layout. I mean, how many of these projects would you not want to make? I mean, I'm up for all of them. Let's see. Right, we can go through a few of these. I'm loving this technique, this clean look of watercolour. I mean, let's take a closer look at that one. Now, to me, that's not what I expect watercolour to look like. And it's just beautiful. So now I think we're getting into the project. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to show you all of the how-tos, but I am going to show you the projects, because that way I'm not giving away Kate's teaching ability, as in I'm giving her class away for free. I mean, look, isn't that lovely? I mean, I know that's a watercolour made from, it looks like collage. However, you could do that as an applique piece, or you could do that as a quilt. How beautiful would that be? Everything's just so inspiring here. Right, alcohol and salt. I haven't done this technique. It might be one of the ones that I do. Introducing salt to leach colour out of paints. Let's see, I can move on to, let's do the water theme. You know I'm going to be doing the water theme. I mean, I absolutely love water themes. It's probably because I always feel drawn to the ocean. I mean, I worked on ships for years and years and years. So for me, the ocean is just magical. It charges my batteries. We're coming into autumn and fall. What a beautiful card front that would be. What a beautiful framed picture that would be. If you're a journal maker, imagine making that as a front topper for the cover of your art journal, of your fall journal or autumn journal. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. That's just, it's called Starry Landscape. I know it's probably not going to be something you expect, but I think that would make a fabulous Christmas card. Absolutely fabulous Christmas card. Christmas cards don't need to be Christmas trees, Santa Claus and presents. They are just a celebration of that season if you're into Christmas. I mean, if you're not into Christmas, then you will see other colour combinations that you could use for whatever celebrations you celebrate. Printmaking. Now, this is something that's on my radar anyway. Now, when I was in school, many years ago, because I'm certainly not, many years ago, we actually did things like carving our own lino cuts and carving erasers and cutting foam into mark making tools. And funny enough, I have a kit over there for carving lino cuts myself, and I've been playing back and forward doing them. However, I've signed myself up for a printmaking class. It's a one-day workshop here in Cardiff on the 18th of October. So I don't know whether I'm allowed to photograph or film anything during it, but when it comes time to do it, if I can, I will somehow share it with you, even if it's just images on my Facebook page. But so I'm really looking forward to that. And I love the fact that Kate is visiting stamp making with products that are available. And I'm loving it because that's exactly where I'm going. So where are we up to? Botanicals. I always like using nature. I love using nature. I like that. Love the delicate nature of that. I love the pictures. Whoever did the photography, and I'm sure I could find out if I really wanted, has a very, very good photographic eye. Now, it might even be Kate who does all of the setups. I'm unsure, but beautiful, beautiful job. Certainly inspiring imagery. I love that. I would put that up in my living room. That's beautiful. And I know some of you will think, but Ceri, those are really tricky. Actually, no. Once you've learnt the basics of making your own stamp from lino or compressed foam or whatever you're used to making them from, or even erasers, once you get into them, you tend to let go of the perfectionism that everyone thinks you have to have. And they are a lot easier than you think, guys. I love doing them. Right. This was a lovely one to see, film, crackle and thread. Like, okay. This is crackle paste with watercolour over the top. How beautiful is that? I mean, good grief. And here, the same thing, but Kate's gone in and actually painted each of the different panels after it's cracked. Or so I perceive, because I've not actually read that tutorial all the way through. But it's certainly something I'll be trying. Right. Pebbles. Kate does like a pebble. Pebbles were in the first one and pebbles were in the second one, and I can guarantee at some point I'll be doing them as well, because I really like the pebbles. I like the way you use watercolor to do it. Here's a closer view of that. Put it there so it doesn't annoy anyone by being on an angle. That is absolutely beautiful, and such simple, clean, crisp ideas. I mean, I wouldn't have thought I would have done watercolor with crackle paste. And then onto stitched hearts. And in this one, and there's a couple of projects in here, I believe, that have got sewing involved in them. And it's such a clever way, because watercolor paper is actually robust enough to take sewing. Like you could slow stitch through paper quite easily when it comes to using watercolor paper. And I think we're almost there, guys. Yes, we are. And we're at the end. And it's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful book. Do I see who did the photography? Oh, David and Charles did it. Okay. Absolutely beautiful. It's a stunning book, guys. I can't wait to sit down and explore. I can't wait to have some time to sit down and explore. But this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Kate, this is an absolutely glorious job. It's absolutely the complementary to the first one. If you're out there, guys, wanting to find the perfect Christmas gift or birthday or anniversary, any of those gifts, these are a gift made in heaven for anyone who wants to take watercolor to another level. So I think we're going to leave it there, because I obviously need to sit down now, because I've been way too over enthusiastic, but it was merited, and that's beautiful. So enjoy, guys. Remember, any links you'll need will be in the description box below, and give me about a week. I've yet to decide which project I'll do, and I'll come back and I'll do one of the projects for you. Okay, take care, guys. I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's Ceri the Crafter. Until next time, goodbye now.